Hello, all. It's J Mix here, and I have RJ Bond. Wait, oh, maybe not. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I do. I have RJ Bond here, and we are now going to discuss further revelations in the Reggie Wright Jr. case. RJ, if you'd like to take the floor, you know a little bit more about what's going on. I did the report earlier. What's going on so far with Reggie Wright Jr. that you know that we don't?
Okay, well, it all started with the fact that, as Jesse and I do, and our commitment to you fans is that we will always be on top of the news. We're always going to look for things. We're always going to be checking constantly, knocking over rocks, looking behind fence posts, looking underneath dirty carpets, whatever it is that we can do to try to find what's going on with some of these scumbags and what they're up to. And so always want to bring the latest news and hopefully as it comes up. Well, this one kind of snuck under the radar because Reggie wasn't supposed to have another deal going, another court hearing for a couple of weeks. And he had already asked for his restraints and his conditions of his bail to be changed. And the judge said, nope, can't have it. So when Reggie was supposed to appear sometime in January, and I didn't think anything of it, but for some reason it just tricked, like we say, we always do it, just checking them around the corners and turning over rocks. And I jumped on there and turned over a rock, and I found out that Reggie had asked for a second time that his bail be changed and that he not be on the home monitoring anymore. So, okay, well, that's kind of odd, and the judge let him have it. So for all of you who are worried about Reggie Wright getting out and about without an ankle monitor on, he is now out and about without an ankle monitor on. So there's no way for them to really track him.
So they approved that.
Yeah.
That was filed on November 29th, and you're telling me it's already been approved.
Yeah, no, by the time that was published on November 29th, the judge had already signed it. Those things go up online that day. It was a motion that was heard that morning, and it was approved and signed by the judge, and it was posted online. But what was interesting about it was that the exhibit that was attached with it explained why they wanted to remove his ankle monitor. And amongst many of the reasons that they said that, he's complied with the conditions of his pretrial release and, got a letter of good conduct from his probation officer there. It said that Reggie Wright Jr. was recently hospitalized and remains gravely ill at UC Irvine Medical Center. And at first I missed it because I thought, well, he's just saying he's sick to get out and get the ankle bracelet because they say he's gravely ill. We've heard that about Suge from time to time too, that, he's he went to the hospital. But I went back and I looked at it a second time and go, wait a minute, it says he remains gravely ill at the hospital. Now, mind you, this was the, what do we are, the 5th of December today, and this was the 29th. So when you look at the timeline there, that's a week. And we don't know when he went to the hospital. He went to the hospital, I guess, before the 29th. Clearly, he had to communicate that to his attorney at some point. So it looks like he was at the hospital for a number of days. Out of a strange hunch, I called UCI Hospital, UCI Irvine Medical Center, which is a hospital in Southern California, and I called and I asked for Reggie Wright Jr.'s room, and they rang me straight through. So as we always do when we get new information, I called Jesse up on the phone and I called Terrell, and I wanted to make sure that more than one person confirmed that this was actually a true fact, that he was in fact still in the hospital. And I think he was at the time out of his room and headed in for an MRI, getting an MRI done. And for any of you who know MRI, that comes after x-rays. That's, pretty serious business when they start giving you MRIs. So, but by the same token, though, I've had an MRI on my leg, so it may not mean much. But he, for his attorney to represent that he's gravely ill, I think the word gravely ill, if you look it up in the dictionary, has some fatal quality to it. So I don't know. It could either be, just playing opera drama for the judge. But, if he's been in the hospital for a week, hospitals are good. Even when I had my heart attack back in 2013, I was in the hospital for 2 days. I mean, they didn't keep me. They let me go right away. 2 days in and out with a heart attack. So clearly, if he's been in the hospital for a week, That sounds like that's something pretty serious to me. And you know, so we'll find out. We'll see what see what happens. But that's kind of the latest right now. You know.
So that is breaking news that the judge actually approved this. Reggie Wright is walking free in California without an ankle bracelet on. What the question?
Currently, he's laying in a hospital bed without an ankle bracelet on.
That I guess yes, that would be true. My question is that seeing originally the ankle bracelet that he had on allotted for him to be at the hospital. I wonder what circumstances it was that changed the fact that he shouldn't have an ankle bracelet on because he's hospitalized. To me, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, actually, there's a couple of things, and they don't go into it in the filing, but it actually may make sense if they had a telephone conversation with the judge about it. You can't have an ankle bracelet or anything metal on when you do an MRI and sometimes even an X-ray. You can't have electronics on, but the electronics can only be removed by court order. So it might have been a condition of that a phone call where he explained what the exact situation was with the judge. Because when they have a hearing, they don't just submit a motion. The attorneys ask to be heard. So there was a conversation. We won't hear it, whether it was on the record or off the record, I don't know. We won't hear it. But because he has electronics on his body, he can't go in for an X-ray or an MRI because it'll screw with the electronics there. So I would say that's probably the compelling reason why he had it taken off, for practical purposes more than anything. So that would, to me, that would explain it.
This begs the question if he is as ill as his lawyers are stating and if he's been hospitalized for this long. If it's serious, then it looks like there's a possibility that, and this is hypothetical, that he could have a deathbed confession. And how well...
We should be unlucky.
Well, yeah. But how well do police departments take deathbed confessions?
Oh, they take them very seriously. I mean, look at the traction it got when that one guy who was supposed to be Vegas cop said that, he saw Tupac flying out on a helicopter and all that, They take that stuff very seriously when somebody does a deathbed confession. And if he does it right and has the police actually show up to take his statement, his dying statement, it's absolutely taken with a lot of seriousness and gravity. And, although I would think that his deathbed statement is probably not going to go in the direction that a lot of people would hope that it would, including us, that he would actually fess up to what we believe he's done. But by the same token, his deathbed confession will be Suge did it. And that, he'll get the final FU to Suge in his deathbed. But again, we don't know what his condition is. We don't know if he's dying. We don't know any of that. I don't want to say he is. All I know is that his attorney, and by the way, don't blame me for fucking outing where his hospital was, that he's at UC Irvine Medical Center. That's in the court filings. If they didn't want to know where he was and he want Terrell or anybody else calling him, he should have told his damn attorney to leave the name of the hospital out of the public court filings. Okay, that's, when you don't want somebody to know where you are, generally you don't go public with it. And I don't even think it was necessary for them to put that in the court filing, considering the fact that his probation officer had already said it was okay with them and the attorney to get the ankle bracelet taken off. I don't really know, just say that he was gravely ill and that he was at the hospital. I think he probably could have colored that up for the judge. So that was pretty much, I won't knock anybody for being transparent, but that was pretty much a pretty dumb move if Reggie is intent on people not knowing where he's at and what he's doing, So, for Terrell to call over there and do his show, had me cracking up. But at the end of the day, I don't know how long he's going to be there, but he's got his restrictions loose now. And so if he suddenly gets over this grave illness in a day or so, we'll know the reason why. But it doesn't sound like it because it was the 29th when that was filed and he is still there. So, I don't know how much more we'll be able to find out, patient confidentiality and all that fun stuff, but that's the latest from the Screw Factory. Reggie Wright Jr., and again, Junior, not Senior, Junior, not doing so well right now health-wise, so maybe God doesn't like ugly. Maybe he's right.
Are you going to be watching A&E's part? What is it? Part 3 this time? Part 4?
Yeah, that's on
Tonight.
tonight, isn't it? Yeah, it's on.
It
That
is.
yeah, probably. I don't know. We'll see. I have to eat dinner and have to take a shower. I'll fit it in somewhere in the middle there, I guess. Got to have your priorities and all. Wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. I have to do my stamp collection. Um, I'll try to prioritize it in there somewhere. But yeah, I'll probably watch it.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning on. Thank you to RJ Bond for this new information. And we are going to be back, correct, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yep. Tune in for the show. We got a lot to talk about, and this new series of developments only makes things more interesting. So stay tuned. As I always say, thank you for your support. Thank you, fans. Tell 2 of your friends to tune into the damn show tomorrow because we're going to have a lot to talk about. It's always a party with J-Mix. Always a party.
Right on. We'll catch everybody on the next upload.
See you guys.
Thanks, RJ.